Hello, everybody, and welcome to Through the Lobby. I'm Stacey Karlsson. I'm the Managing Director and Founder of Goho. We're a PR marketing events agency, and every Friday afternoon, we've been getting you to grab a drink and join us at 4 o'clock to finish the week off with Looking Through the Lobby, which is our series where we get together with our favourite hoteliers and venue managers to show you behind the scenes at some of our favourite joints for events and parties or holidays or just a drink in a bar. And this week we're joined by Rupert from Ru&Co, which is amazing. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, good. We're going to have a slightly different week this week because Ru&Co represent loads of hotels across the globe. They're absolutely beautiful. So we thought it'd be good to have a bit of a whistle-stop tour, a bit of wanderlust for us all. But we're going to try and start with the ones that are a bit closer to home, so they're more accessible in the near future. So we're going to do that. As always, we've got the live chat if you want to talk to each other or just comment on any answers. And if you've got any questions specifically, please put them in the question box. Last of all, we've got the polls as we always do. So if you could fill that in for us at the end, it will help us shape future webinars. We'll try and get through as much as we can, but we have only got 30 minutes as per usual. So if we can't get through everything, we'll try and follow up with you if you've got any specific questions on email. Okay, so Rupert, do you want to introduce yourself?
I do. Thank you, Stacey. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to Stacey and the guys at Goho for inviting me, which I'm really pleased to be doing. My name's Rupert, and I am the founder and managing director of Ru&Co, which is a boutique consultancy agency looking after hotels for the UK market. My background was leading hotels of the world prior to this. I headed up the team there and decided I was turning 50, and if I didn't do it now, I would never do it. So I set up on my own and have been incredibly fortunate to have a most beautiful portfolio of 15 hotels currently. But just as I was saying to Stacey before we went live, growing quickly, which is really, really cool. Today, I have 3 in my team, plus a marketing person and a digital marketing as well, which is really helpful, but we will grow as we need to. The format for today is more of a chat with Stacey and you guys. So if you have any questions, just yell, put them in the chat box, as Stacey said. I'm going to show you a little bit of a video, which my dear friend and associate, Olivia, who's online actually as well today, has put together for us, which will give you a little bit of a snapshot of Ru&Co in the portfolio. Gets a bit dreamy, so enjoy it. And then we will we'll go into some of the hotels at the end of that. I'll probably do, depending on time, but probably do about 7 today, focusing on the UK, the Netherlands, and France. So okay. Over to you guys.
Awesome. Well, watch the video. Please click for sound so you can hear the music. And cheers.
Chin chin.
Wow. I can't wait to go on holiday or go somewhere again. I'm so excited.
You and me
some
both.
Banging pools in there, weren't there?
Yeah, there were some. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of those pictures were taken on my phone actually, and so they're real pictures. They're not marketing pictures, if you like. So yeah, pretty cool, and I can't wait to get on a plane again.
Yeah, we were saying as well, weren't we, when we just checked up the tech earlier? We were saying we can't wait to be like sat on a beach, looking out to sea, drinking a really nice old cold cocktail, Well, we've got the cocktails here, and we've got, you know, we're virtually doing it, so that's the best we can do for now. Like Mark's just said, dream now, travel later.
Exactly.
So let's get going.
Exactly. Okay, guys. So what we're going to do today, as I said before the intro video, I'm going to focus mostly on the UK today, and Amsterdam and France and Corsica. So, well, Corsica is kind of France. So we're going to do those 7 today. And the rest of them we will do on a future date. So keep tuning in to the through the keyhole, through the lobby, and you'll get to hear a bit more about the other ones further afield at a later date. Without further ado, that's the list, our current list of hotels that we have within the portfolio. All of them are luxury, which is a big thing to remember. All of them are individual and privately owned. And so those are 2 kind of key things to note. And the nice thing about individuality and luxury is that we have an open page as to what we need to do for clients. So when Stacey comes to me and says, I've got a client that wants X, Y, and Z, we can very much work with you and her to make sure that what you're getting is what you need is what you're getting. But without further ado, I'm going to touch a little bit on the first 3. So Hotel Tresanton in Cornwall and Hotel Ensley in Devon and the Star in East Sussex are all owned by Olga Polizzi. Now, some of you may be aware of the Polizzi name. Her daughter is Alex Polizzi, and she is currently on BBC 2 with a chef TV program. She also does Hotel Inspector on Channel 5, but she's very much involved in the 3 hotels with her mum, Olga. Olga is co-chairman of Roccoforte Hotels as well with Sir Roccoforte, and she does all the interior design for all the Roccoforte properties. So if you have stayed or used a Roccoforte hotel, then you will probably be very familiar with the design elements of these 3 properties. We've just branded them together as a trio under the name the Polizzi Collection. And Hotel Tresanton was the very first hotel that Olga bought. She actually has a beach home, a beach cottage in St. Mawes, which is Cornwall, and over the course of the years has bought up a collection of 5 other beach cottages which set into the cliff overlooking the bay of St. Mawes. You can't see it in this picture, but there's a beautiful lighthouse on the other side of the bay. The views are utterly spectacular, and what she's done with these 5 cottages is she's joined them up all together, which is really interesting. It's very higgledy-piggledy with lots and lots of stairs and steps, so you need to be conscious of that when you're there, but utterly sublime. All the bedrooms and suites overlook the bay, so there's not one single room here that hasn't got a good view. There's a dining room with fine dining, locally sourced cuisine, of course, and they have 1 meeting room or 1 event space which can take up to 80 for a reception. So you can take it over exclusively. You can take over one of the cottages if you've got a smaller group of just maybe 10 people or 15 people. So we can exclusivize, if that's a word, a space or part of the hotel if need be. Okay. So that's a little snapshot of Cornwall and Tresanton in St. Mawes. Sister property is just gorgeous. It's in Devon. And it's called Ensley, or Hotel Ensley. It was the Duke of Bedford's hunting lodge many years ago, and it's actually now a house with it's a private house. The hotel is quite a strong word for it, and they very much run it as a home and as a private house. Perfect for exclusive buyouts, for meetings and events, or for any kind of event that you're thinking about. There's 19 keys here. One of the rooms overlooks the garden, has a very steep staircase down into a turret, which is the old Duke of Bedford's praying room or praying chamber, which they converted into a bathroom. There's not one room the same at all, and as you can see, very traditional. It sits within 109 acres of gardens. The gardens have been designed since the late 1800s. So there are trees and plants and fauna and flora from all over the world. The Duke of Bedford travelled the globe for many, many years and brought back a lot of trees and plants from other parts of the world. So fascinating place to do, to go to if gardens and that kind of thing are of interest to you. Beautiful outdoor spaces, so they can put marquees outside for bigger events. As I said, only 19 bedrooms. So if you are a bigger group and you want to do a bigger event here, we do have partnerships with local hotels in the area as well, so we can at least house a lot of people.
But it's, as we've had a couple of briefs and events there, haven't we? You know, it's a really good place if you've got a small intimate crowd to. Absolutely. It's like having your own little mini stately home and having amazing food and everybody, but all the service of a hotel as well. So it's actually very good price, I think.
It's pretty good pricing there. But yeah, you can be your own Downton Abbey for the weekend or for a few days during the week and just take it over. They serve their cuisine there is incredible, Michelin-starred chef, and he will work with you as to what kind of food you want. But from breakfast to morning coffee breaks to afternoon teas, just do whatever you want to do. Take it over and enjoy it. So that is Ensley. The next one I'm super, super, super excited about. This is the Star, and the Star is a Tudor coaching inn on the main high street in Ulverston, which is in East Sussex. Literally about, if anybody knows Glyndebourne and Glynde, it's about 15-minute drive from Glyndebourne. It sits in this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful typical Sussex village, lots of quaint shops. It's on the doorstep to the Sussex Downs and to Seven Sisters, so walking and activities and everything out there is very easy to do. Lots of wine in Sussex. I'm not sure if you know that. Vineyards. And just down the road, actually, I went just before lockdown, I went to see Rathfinny, which is the biggest wine estate there, and they do gin and vermouth as well, Stacey, just FYI.
Negronis all round.
So I have been practicing my gin drinking, which has been quite interesting, particularly with the beautiful days we've been having. So this hotel is a pub with 40 bedrooms. We shut it down in November last year to undergo a huge restoration of the building. At the back of this hotel, or the what you see now, is a wing of bedrooms which were built in the 70s. Interesting fact, Rocco Forte and Olga's dad was Charles Forte, who set up the Forte Empire. Some of you may remember that. And this was part of the Forte brand, heritage brand. So it's kind of come back into the family, which is really, really lovely. Olga has a home around the corner, which is where she bases herself a lot of the time, particularly now. She's in lockdown there now. But we've closed it down and it's going to be reopening in late summer this year. The rooms were hideous. They were awful. And in the video, it was probably too quick to see, but there's a very pretty room with some kind of very florally headboards and things. That's the mock-up room, and those are the style that we're going to be doing. It's a very low-rise building at the back. There's a car park. They're turning the car park into gardens. Each of the rooms on the ground floor are going to have their own private little gardens as well. And then the rooms upstairs will have Juliet balconies coming out. So this is coming soon. It's not ready yet. But if anybody has any inquiries, we're certainly looking at those for autumn onwards for the hotel when it reopens.
This property actually got quite a lot of attention on our social media with people commenting on the character property. Yeah. People have already got their eye on it.
Yeah, no, good. That's good to know. Alex is actually quite heavily involved in this. So, she's Olga's daughter. So she and Olga have actually bought this together. And coming again late, probably in the early winter, I think, they're actually doing a hotel inspector film on it. but they're turning the tables. So instead of Alex going into a hotel and saying, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is what you need to fix, it's the other way around. So now it's her turn to show what she's actually doing with one of her own hotels. So it's got a meeting room, an event space, it's got a restaurant, it's got a bar, and then those 3 dormer windows there, those are going to be the suites, and then the normal rooms at the back. But it's one of the oldest coaching inns in England.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And just quickly, actually, before the next one, I totally forgot to announce what you're kindly giving to one of our viewers today as a prize. Yeah. So, we're giving away to one of you lucky people a meal for 2 at the new Nobu London Portman Square, which is obviously a mega prize. If I could win it, I would be entering at this a lot. So yeah, the answer will be at some point in today's presentation, and I'll ask you the question at the end and we'll pick someone randomly. So sorry, Rupert, back to you.
Okay, cool, thank you. So we go from medieval to super modern, and aforementioned London Portman Square. This was a hotel originally. It was a 4-star product, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, and then the owners are converting it into a Nobu. So this is going to be the second Nobu hotel in London. The interesting thing about Nobu is it's a franchise brand. So this one and the one in Shoreditch, which I'm sure you all know, are completely independent and individual, different owners, different philosophies, different ways of owning and managing anything. It's undergoing the refurbishment now, and it will open in the autumn of this year. It's going to have 250 bedrooms, and it's going to have a series of meeting rooms. The largest ballroom, the ballroom is the largest space that they have, and that will take up to 700 for a reception. But they will also, of course, have smaller meeting rooms, boardrooms, and event spaces. All the catering is going to be Nobu catering, even in-room dining, which will be yeah. This is a picture of the lobby lounge. So this is one of the food and beverage outlets that they will have, plus the largest Nobu restaurant in London, which is going to be great because trying to get a reservation at Nobu at the moment is nigh on impossible. And then they're going to have a bar and in-room dining as well, and a spa, of course. So that's coming. It's, if anybody knows or is not sure of the Portman Square area in Marylebone, it's literally right opposite Home House. Okay, so those are the UK products. Shall I pause here a little bit, Stacey? Is there any questions?
I was just going to ask you, actually, if you know of who's like kind of been your best guests that you've had at those properties in the UK. Who's the most interesting or snazzy or sexy?
That's a difficult one to comment on. So Nobu, of course, it's actually a big suite hotel. So we're expecting to have a lot of celebrity and music, film, television VIP staying there. The Star, again, is very local hotel, so no. But Tresanton and Annesley have enjoyed some royals and some musicians that have taken it over exclusively. One woman who I can't name, but she decided that she wanted to get away last year for a week with her dog, and she wanted the entire property to herself, so she took it over.
Sing one of her songs for us, and then you're not telling us who it was.
You don't want to hear me singing, and maybe another couple of vodkas. But they, Cornwall and Devon are very foodie areas, so there's a lot of food critics that go there, and there's a lot of people go for the dining and the food experiences. Both hotels enjoy that, and actually they're only about just over an hour between each other. So if you are going away for a staycation and you want to do a week away, you can very easily stay a couple of nights at one and finish it off with the other and experience both at the same time.
Yeah, I think especially with everything that's happening at the moment, in the coming months, we'll probably, it's going to be, a lot of focus is going to be on staycations and doing smaller events in the UK rather than overseas, for sure. And then it will, gradually go out.
No, I think it's going to be the domestic market will come back first, and then the rest of it will follow at a later point. Hopefully in late summer, early autumn. So
okay, we've just had a quick question. If someone wanted to hold an event in the Devon or Sussex properties, which areas that they're not familiar with, how could she get information on activities in the local areas, like for team building and stuff?
So we have partners at both hotels, which we can do for you, or Stacey can do it as well, I'm sure. But we have local team building people there. The Ensley has the grounds, so they have a partner that does the kind of hunting lodge experiences. They've got the river runs straight through the property, so you can do trout fishing, you can do shooting, you can do clay pigeon, horse riding, all that kind of stuff. In Cornwall, because it's on the ocean, we actually have a yacht. It was the Italian round the world yacht that they used for the round the world race in 1935. So it's super, super cool. So there's a lot of stuff you can do on the bay there for sure.
Brilliant.
So we have local partners to provide all of that. And if you want more details, just yell and I'll get those for you.
Great. Okay, then we can now head over the channel, I think.
So let's go on a ferry maybe instead of an aeroplane, perhaps.
Yeah, then we don't have to go into quarantine, apparently, according to the rules.
Apparently. So this is one of the event spaces at the Hotel de l'Europe in Amsterdam. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this picture is because it gives a flavor of the new Hotel de l'Europe. Now, the Hotel de l'Europe is one of two iconic hotels in Amsterdam. It sits right on the river, so it's built in an actual curve. So every single bedroom and event space overlooks the river and has these floor-to-ceiling windows, which you can see. So loads and loads of natural daylight. It was, if I'm totally honest, it was quite a dated hotel. They hadn't spent a lot of money on it for many, many years. Apart from the bathrooms, in 2016, they completed a complete bathroom refurbishment with all the suites and the bedrooms. But the public spaces they hadn't done before. It's owned by the Heineken family of beer fame, and Freddie Heineken, who was the patriarch of the family, bought it back, I think, in the late 50s, early 60s. It was kind of a baby for him. It was his thing. It was his project. And the Heineken family, when he passed away, kept the property in honor of his name. And now 2 years ago, they decided to bring it up to the standards that it should be. It's a leading hotel of the world, and it had closed sections of it from I'm just thinking back to the dates, last January, and we are reopening it on the 30th of May in all its new glory. So all the event spaces have been done. We've created 2 new restaurants. They have a Michelin-starred chef there and a Michelin-starred restaurant. It's got a gorgeous Capri-style terrace and deck on the side of the building on the river. And they've just put a jetty in there. So if you've got a group that's arriving into Schiphol, we can pick them up from the airport, put them onto a canal boat, and they can arrive by canal boat, which is pretty cool. Awesome. A pretty cool arrival. It's a grand dam, and they're not turning it into a super modern hotel. They're really respecting the history and the heritage of the building, but giving it a little bit of a modernization. It's not a huge hotel. It's 130 bedrooms. You can take it over exclusively at certain times of the year, which is quite a nice thing to have, particularly in the middle of Amsterdam. In terms of location, you could not be in a better place. Apart from the river, 250 meters on the other side is Dam Square. So you are slap bang in the middle of town. You couldn't choose anything better. It's got a high suite content. So of the 130 bedrooms, there's about 75 suites, from junior suite up to a penthouse, which is 5 bedrooms. There's one wing of the hotel which you can very easily take over exclusively as well. If you don't want to take the whole hotel, you can just take one wing of it. So it's a lot of flexibility here, but very, very lovely product. If anybody hasn't been to Amsterdam recently, then let me know and go and have a drink or something on the terrace and go and take a peek at the new hotel. I haven't yet, for obvious reasons, seen much of it. I saw the terrace when that reopened last summer, but I haven't seen anything else. So I'm sitting on WhatsApp with my colleagues there saying, send me pictures. So I can see it. And this is one of the official photographs. They are doing photography next week with all the other public spaces, the lobby, the new restaurants, the new bar, and the new library. So.
And then we'll go in a couple of weeks, just to check it out. Quality checks.
as soon as possible to do a bit of a test run. So yeah, so that's Amsterdam. Anybody got questions? Has anything come through on that?
No, we've got people saying that they wish they could stay there next time they go to Amsterdam. Well, you can. You can contact us and we can sort it out for you.
Cool. Great. So that is Amsterdam. And then the last two that I'm going to talk about are in France. This picture is Hotel Chemonnet, and it is in Cognac, which is an hour and 15 drive from Bordeaux airport. It used to be a cognac factory, for want of a better word, and the owner, who is a private investor, he fell in love with this region of France and realized that there wasn't, he's a very wealthy man, realized that there wasn't a luxury hotel in the area. So he bought this cognac estate and has created the first and only 5-star luxury hotel in the region.
It looks cool.
Is magnificent. So this front bit of it, it's very much split into two. So the front bit of it is the original building, and then you go through and down that walkway and you come into a big glass atrium reception area, and then beyond that is a second wing of which is super modern, and it's bedrooms, the restaurants, the spa. It's 140 bedrooms, and almost half are in the old part or the original building, and the other half are in the spa restaurant side of it. Exquisitely beautiful property. The meeting space there, they've got a big ballroom which can take 250 seated in classroom style, and then they have a series of smaller private meeting rooms as well. The city of Cognac is just, I don't know if anybody's been, but it's super beautiful. I unfortunately went in the winter, so a lot of the stuff was closed, but a lot of history to do, a lot of history there. Henry VIII had the castle there. That was his residence for quite a while. So oodles and stuff to do there, of course, surrounded by cognac houses. And I am not a brandy cognac person. Well, I wasn't. I am now. And I was trying to get them to share a cognac recipe with me, that their signature cocktail, but a lot of them are in furlough at the moment, so I couldn't get hold of the barman.
Well, maybe we can do a Goho client trip over there. We can test it all out. What does everyone think?
Yeah, I think so. So lots of outbuildings. They have apartments and villas there as well. So if anybody wants that privacy side of things, then they can do that. Lots of options there and lots of flexibility. What was I going to? I was going to say something and I lost my train of thought.
Sorry,
that's okay. Don't worry. Yeah, no. So the nice thing about this, for anybody that's looking for something new that hasn't been used, this opened last August, so it's brand spanking new. And they've had a few events, they've had a few weddings. The spa is incredible. 12 treatment spaces, a very long L-shaped pool. Some of it's indoor, some of it's outdoor. It's just spectacular. So yeah. So that's on the bucket list for this year, later this year, maybe, Stacey.
For sure. And we got a few requests for some more pictures, but we can follow those up afterwards with an email.
Yeah, we can do indeed. We can do indeed. So that's Cognac. And then finally today, I'm going to talk about Corsica. Now, Corsica for us in the UK, I don't think has been that well known. So I was approached by the owners of this hotel last year and went to see it. And it's a seasonal hotel, so it opens from May until October. It's 32 bedrooms, so it's a similar size to Hotel Tresanton in Cornwall. It's, as I said, it's privately owned. So 32 bedrooms, a restaurant, a tiny little spa, but it sits on the slap bang in the middle of Corsica, on the southeast, on the western coast of Corsica. It's about a 40-minute drive from the main airport, which is in the north of the island. Flights are seasonal there, so you do very much need to pick your time for when you're going, but a stunning place. They offer exclusivity as well, so you can buy it out. They have a lot of outdoor spaces that you can convert into event spaces if you wish. It's a 10-minute walk down the hill to the beach, which is a private beach, but they've got their private swimming pool. They also have a private villa which has got 5 bedrooms as well. So again, for a smaller group, you could take over the villa if you wanted to, which would be great. Food there, the owners are French. They are both of them, husband and wife, they're both ex-Four Seasons people. So the quality of the hotel is very Four Seasons-esque in terms of its service philosophies. And the food is just sublime. The chef is actually, apart from them, the chef is the only person that they keep on during the winter, so they don't lose it because he's so good. So yeah, so that is the Miramar in Corsica.
Beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. All of them are gorgeous. I mean, I'd quite like to do a magical mystery tour around them all, to be honest, Rupert. If we can, make that happen, then I'd be a really happy lady.
Absolutely fine. We'll just need to take a month, but that's okay.
We can do that.
We can look from our phones. It's all right.
We just had one quick question, if that's all right. I mean, we've only got a couple of minutes left. We'll be really quick, I promise. But at the Amsterdam hotel, could they hold events like a drinks reception, for example, in the penthouse or one of the suites? Are you able to do that?
Yes, you can. Their event spaces, from what you saw that picture, is very much dining-esque rather than corporate meetings. They don't have like corporate meeting boardrooms per se, and they're very grand rooms. They're very, very lovely. So you've got those options. You can privatize sections of the terrace as well, which if you want to do that, which is an incredible setting for drinks reception. The whole terrace takes 150 people at full capacity, but we can very easily privatize some of that if it's for a smaller group. And yes, of course, you can use the penthouse and take that over for sure.
Yeah.
And all the food there, the catering is all Michelin starred, including in the event spaces.
Fantastic. Sounds good. Okay, well, that's about all the questions and all the time we've got, actually. We've nearly come to the end. Thank you so much. We're going to have Rupert back again because he's got some amazing hotels in Mexico and Los Cabos and just so many other wonderful places around the world. But we couldn't do them all in one day, so we're going to do that again in a few weeks. So stay tuned and come back for that. So now, the bit that everyone is... waiting for, I guess. The question is, the meal for two, the prize, the Nobu London Portman Square. When will that hotel be opening? If you just answer it in the chat box, and then I'll use a random number generator out of the correct answers to choose a winner. So when will Nobu London Portman Square be opening?
Some people have been listening, which is good.
Yeah, there's a little delay as well on ours, you see. So it's like when you have to give it a couple of minutes. So we'll give you another few seconds. Anybody else got the answer? Right, T-ho. 1, 2. Oh, we're still going. Right, we're going to stop now.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're very technologically advanced here at Goho, you see. I have to count them up manually. Right, so number 5 has won on our number generator. I'll count down the correct answers. It is this autumn, by the way, this autumn 2020. So count down from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Aisling Barry, you've won the meal for two at Nobu London Portman Square. Congratulations. So what we'll do, Aisling will be in contact with you. We'll be in touch to sort that out and put you in touch with Rupert. If there's any more questions, we will follow up with them as much as we can on email. Yes, this video will be available to view again afterwards. If you've registered, you can use the link that you've already done so before, and there will be a video available on our website next Monday. It'll be uploaded on Sunday nights. We'll send the link out to that. You can all stay online with each other for a bit if you like. And please don't forget to fill in the poll, and we'll all speak to you soon. Thank you so much, guys. Stay safe.
Have a lovely weekend.
Bye.